We move from the storm of revolution to a leader who symbolizes freedom and unity. If Mao built a nation through the barrel of a gun, the man we study today saved a crumbling nation through law and humanity, Abraham Lincoln. Was he the savior who ended slavery or the war leader who led his nation into a bloody civil war? February 12th, 1809. Lincoln was born in a log cabin in rural Kentucky. His early life, much like Mao's, began with hardship and poverty. Working barefoot in the fields, this young boy began to plant the seeds of freedom in his heart. Seeds that would one day change the course of world history. At age 9, Lincoln lost his beloved mother. This was the first darkness in his life. Struggling through poverty without a mother, he began to perceive the harshness of the world. This grief sowed the seeds of the empathy that would define him as a leader capable of feeling the pain of others. Lincoln didn't have a formal education, but he was deeply passionate about reading. By the glow of the fireplace, he spent nights self-studying. He became known as Honest Abe, and truth and justice became his primary weapons. Through books, he began to embrace the idea that all men are created equal. As a young man, Lincoln traveled by flatboat to New Orleans. A sight during that trip changed him forever. A slave market where humans were shackled like livestock. "If I ever get a chance to hit that thing, I'll hit it hard," he vowed. This was the beginning of his lifelong crusade against slavery. Lincoln became a lawyer in Illinois. He stood for the poor and always strove for justice. His sharp intellect and honesty won the trust of the people. His legal career solidified his beliefs in the importance of law and the principles of human rights. In the 1850s, slavery threatened to split America apart. Lincoln stepped onto the political stage, fiercely opposing the expansion of slavery. His speeches were powerful and meticulously researched. He emerged as a leader deeply concerned about the nation's future. In 1860, Lincoln became president. At that time, America was on the brink of splitting apart over slavery. He warned, "A house divided against itself cannot stand." He didn't want war, but he reached a point where he had to make a firm decision to keep the nation from falling apart. April 12, 1861. Confederate forces fired on Fort Sumter. This was the first shot of the American Civil War. Though Lincoln had tried to avoid conflict, he was left with no choice. To save the country, he had to begin mobilizing an army. The presidency was an immense burden for Lincoln. Reviewing daily casualty lists caused him profound agony. Wrinkles deepened and signs of aging appeared rapidly on his face. He felt as if the entire nation's suffering rested upon his shoulders. In 1861, the American Civil War began in earnest. This war, pitting brother against brother, was Lincoln's greatest agony. Just as Mao accepted bloodshed for revolution, Lincoln led a bitter war to preserve the Union. At the First Battle of Bull Run, Union forces suffered a major defeat. This was a massive blow to Lincoln. He realized the war would not be as easy as he had hoped. However, he did not lose heart, reorganizing the army and preparing for a long conflict. In every battle, tens of thousands perished. Lincoln constantly blamed himself for these losses. News from the battlefield was like a knife to his heart. Yet, he remained convinced that preserving the nation was of paramount importance. January 1st, 1863. Lincoln issued the historic Emancipation Proclamation. This changed the very purpose of the war. He freed millions of black people from slavery. This was the milestone that earned him the title of the Great Emancipator. This proclamation shook the world. While those freed from slavery hailed Lincoln as a hero, opponents criticized him vehemently. Lincoln withstood these pressures, never wavering from his decision. The Battle of Gettysburg in July 1863 became the war's turning point. Union forces achieved a vital victory. However, looking at the many lives paid for this triumph, Lincoln offered silent prayers for the nation. His speech at Gettysburg became world famous. Words like "government of the people, by the people, for the people" defined the essence of democracy. While honoring fallen soldiers, he showed the world a new meaning of freedom. Though the speech lasted only 2 minutes, it revitalized the nation's spirit. People began to understand the war's deeper meaning. Through the power of words, Lincoln began to rebuild the nation's unity. Despite victories, peace remained elusive. Lincoln closely directed his generals, striving to end the war as quickly as possible. Night after night, he stayed awake, contemplating the fate of the country. In 1864, Lincoln ran for re-election. Holding an election during a war was an immense challenge, yet the people maintained their faith in him, electing him for a second term. March 1865. Lincoln delivered his second inaugural address. Instead of blaming the enemy, he focused on healing the nation. With malice toward none, with charity for all. His words became the roadmap for peace after the war. The war was nearing its end. Lincoln placed full confidence in General Grant. The conflict had been bloody, and both sides were exhausted. Lincoln was eager to end the war and rebuild the nation as quickly as possible. In April 1865, the Southern capital, Richmond, fell. Lincoln visited the city himself. He didn't arrive as a boastful conqueror. When freed slaves knelt before him, he said, "Don't kneel to me. That is not right. You must kneel to God only." April 9th, 1865. General Lee surrendered at Appomattox. The war was officially over. Lincoln did not order the Southerners to be imprisoned or executed. He showed immense magnanimity, telling them to simply go home in peace. The nation erupted in celebration. After 4 bloody years, the war was over, and people wept with joy. From the White House balcony, Lincoln smiled at the crowd. He had succeeded in holding the Union together. Lincoln was already planning for the Reconstruction era. He focused not on revenge, but on reconciliation. He believed, "They are no longer our enemies. They are our brothers again." April 14th, 1865. Just 5 days after the war ended, Lincoln went to Ford's Theater to relax. It was a Friday. He was exceptionally happy and told his wife, Mary, "We must both be more cheerful in the future." But darkness lurked nearby. John Wilkes Booth, a Southern sympathizer, was waiting. He wrongly believed that by killing Lincoln he could save the South. He slipped silently into the president's box. Shortly after 10 p.m., a single shot rang out. A bullet struck Lincoln in the back of the head. The theater erupted in chaos as the assassin leaped onto the stage and escaped. The next morning, Abraham Lincoln passed away. One cabinet member remarked, "Now he belongs to the ages." The entire nation was immediately plunged into a deep shroud of grief. Lincoln's body was carried by train from Washington back to his home in Illinois. Millions of people lined the tracks to pay their respects. Freed slaves wept bitterly as if they had lost their own father. Without Lincoln, the path of Reconstruction became treacherous. His magnanimous policies were overshadowed by a spirit of vengeance. Had Lincoln lived, American history might have been far more peaceful. Now, look back at the 2 leaders in our painting. Mao and Lincoln share striking similarities. Both came from humble beginnings. Both were forced to lead bloody wars to save their nations from disintegration. However, their goals differed. Mao built a new nation based on class struggle and dictatorship. Lincoln's foundation was democracy, the rule of law, and human equality. One ruled by command, the other by persuasion. Lincoln was a profoundly human man. He suffered from depression, yet used humor to lighten the mood of those around him. It was this humanity that made him one of the world's most beloved leaders. The Lincoln Memorial in Washington, D.C. stands as a lasting symbol of freedom. Martin Luther King Jr. delivered his "I Have a Dream" speech at its feet. Lincoln's legacy belongs not just to America, but to the entire world. How should history record Lincoln? Was he a hero who crushed slavery or a leader of a bloody war? What do you think? Were his decisions justified? Their presence side by side in this painting may represent the struggle between power and freedom. Do we measure a leader's success by the number of people they killed or by the freedom they saved? The lesson from Lincoln's life is that true power must only be used to set people free. As we study history, we must always keep this truth in mind. Let us conclude episode 6 on Abraham Lincoln here, but our journey is far from over. In episode 7, we will delve into the man who built the Soviet Union with an iron fist amidst the freezing Russian winter, Joseph Stalin. Was he the savior who rescued the world from Nazism, or the man of steel who purged millions? Stay tuned.